Beryau dasa kshapano spetama Zarathustra tishtryu raevau kavarenanguhau Kaharpem Raethwayaite Rauksnushva Vazemno Gaush Kaharpa Zaranyo Sravaha O Spitaman Zoroaster, the second of the 10 nights of the radiant and gloriant Sirius assumes the form of a body and moves amidst the luminaries in the shape of a golden horned bull. Huethra Vyakmanyaite, Huethra Peresanyaite, Kumam Nuram Frayazate, Gaumavaetebyo, Haumavaetebyo, Zautrabyo, Kamae, Azem Danham Gauyam Eshtin Gauyam Vathwam Havacha Uruno Yauzdathrem Nuram Ahme Yasnyascha Vamyascha Anguhe Astvaete Ashat Hacha Yat Vahishtat. Here's that opens an assembly, and here's that asks, now who will worship with me? The libations provided with milk, and the ephedra based. Unto whom shall I grant? The cattle, wealth, the herd, the purification of his own soul. Oh, maybe this is supposed to be quoting God, isn't it? Now, who will worship me with libations provided with milk and the ephedra? Oh, okay. Now I am worthy of worship and adoration in the corporeal world on account of extreme righteousness. So does it say to worship him? I think it says to worship with him. So this is supposed to be Tir speaking. In the physical world on account of extreme righteousness. Tir Yasht Shapano Spetama Zarathustra tishtryu raevau kavarenanguhau Kaharpem Raethwayaite Rauksnushva Vazemno Aspahe Kaharpa Arushahe Srirahe Zaire Gaushahe Zaranyu Avedanahe O Spitan, his tribe, Zoroaster. The third 10 nights are radiant and glorious. Tir Yasht, assuming the form of a body, going amongst the luminaries, in the shape of a horse, crimson, beautiful, with yellow ears, and golden comparison. Now, what does this mean? Is it like a shape-shifting spirit, or it's certainly not Sirius? Maybe a spirit of Sirius, or Huithra viachmanyaite, Huithra parasanyaite, Kumam nuram frayazaete, Gaumavaetemu, Haumavaetebio, Zauthrabio, Kahmae, Azemdanham, Aspiam, Ishtin, Aspiam, Vathwam, Avahetcha, Urunu, Yahuzdathrem, Nuram, Ahme Yasnyascha, Vahmyascha, Anguhe, Astvate, Ashat Hachayat, Bahishtat. Here continues the gathering and asking. Now, who will worship with me? With libations provided with milk? And the opium, ephedra, marijuana-based drink? To whom shall I give? Yeah, I'm not recommending just to take that willy-nilly or anything. To whom shall I grant wealth relating to a horse, a troop of horses, and purification of one's own soul? I am worthy now of worship and adoration in the corporeal world on account of righteousness. At pate avate spetama Zarathustra tishteryu raevau kavarenanguhau avizrayo voru kashem aspahe kaherpa Aushahe Srirahe Zairengaushahe Zaranyu Aiwe Danahe. Then, O Spitama Zoroaster, the radiant, glorious, Sirius goes to the sea, Uru Kasha, in the shape of a horse, crimson, beautiful, with yellow ears and golden comparison. Now, what's all this stuff in Zoroastrian speak about? Oh, well, the priests used to just make up myths that they knew the people couldn't disprove, so they made up a lot of stuff. And their priests probably did the same thing in comparison. No, let's put it in language that people will think is of Zoroaster's time, and let's have some of the similar things. And so obviously the drug use and some stuff is coming back into tradition, which is why he was killed, right? Is he took the power away from the professional priest and put it in the hands of the people. Adim paete yash nizdvaraete daevo yuapaoshu aspahe kaherpa Samahe Karvahe Karvangaoshahe Karvahe Karvu Bereshahe Karvahe Karvu Dumahe Dangahe Iwindatu tarshtoish. The counter fiend is the demon Apaosha, rushing down to him in the shape of a black horse, speckled with spotted ears, a spotted back, a tail, a terrific brand. Black dog with white dots, a black snake with a white dots. Other black animals with or without white dots are often forms that demons are said to take on, right? Tachet bazush barato spitama zarathustra tishtriyascha raivau khavarananguhau daivascha yoapaushu tau yuinhiatho spitama zarathustra Treyarem Threkshaparam Adim Bhavate Awe Aujau Adim Bhavate Awe Vanyau Daevo Yoapaosho Tishtrim Raevantem Kavarenanguhantem Apadim Anhat Vyaite Srayangat Hacha Burukashat Hathromasangam. Or is it Hathromasanghem Anhvanam? Spitma Zoroaster, the radiant and glorious Sirius, and the demon Apaosha. What does Apaosha mean? The one who seizes? No, that's not it. Tashturya is something about burning the rainy clouds, and okay, I'm not seeing the meaning of the counter demon. And the demon seize and grasp each other. They fight for 3 days and 3 nights. The demon Apaosha, having succeeded over the radiant and glorious Tishturya, becomes victorious, and from there the sea of Uru Kasha drives him away. One bar sang along the chorus: Sandrem Urvishtrem Cha Nimruete Tishturyu Raivau Kavarenanguhau Sandrem Ma'ura Mazda Urvishtrem Apo Urvara Uscha Bhaktem Dane Mazda Yasne Noit Mamduram Mashyaka Aokto Namana Yasna Yazante Yatha Anye Yazataungo Aokto Namana Yasna Yazante. Radiant and glorious, Sirius speaks with humility about his woe and defeat. O Lord of mindfulness, woe is me, of waters and plants, defeat. O mindful worshipping, fate, humans don't respect me now. With the famous hymn, as they worship with the other worshiping angels. Yid heze zi ma mashyaka aukto namana yasna yazayanta yatha anya yazataungo aukto namana yasna yazante ave mam ave bavrayam dasanam aspanam avujo dasanam ushtranam aujo dasanam gavam aujo dasanam gairinam aujo dasanam apam navayanam aujo. For if the humans would worship with me, with a famous hymn, as they worship with the other worshiping angels, I should have brought to me the strength of 10 horses, 10 camels, the strength of 10 oxen, 10 mountains, and the strength of the waters of 10 rivers. Azemyu ahuru mazdau tishtrim raevantem kvarenam guhantem aukto namana yasna yaze avedim aveborame dasanam aspanam ahururasanam ushtranam ahururasanam gavam ahururasanam gairinam ahururasanam apam navayanam auju. Like a lot of scripture, this is supposed to be the quote of God, and others can be considered interaction between individuals, right? Revealed that this interaction occurred. But I, the Lord of Mindfulness, the radiant and glorious, and worshipped with a famous hymn carried for him. So, the hymns that mention the various good things are supposed to be in worship of God. That's what they're saying. The strength of 10 horses, camels, 10 oxen, 10 mountains, waters, of 10 canals. At paete abate spitama Zarathustra testeryo raevau kavarenanguhau avezurayu vorukashem aspahe kahrpa aurushahe srirahe zaire gaushahe zaranyu awe danahe adim paete yash nizdvarate daivu yu apaoshu aspahe kahrpa samahe kaurvahe kaurvugaushahe kaurvahe kaurvu barashahe kaurvahe kaurvu dumahe dangahe aivedatu tarshtoish ham tachit bazush baratu spitama Zarathustra Tir Yasht Eva of Kavasji Avesta Pausho Tau Uendiathu Zarathustra Arapeth Winem Zervanim Adin Bavaete Aewe Aujau Adin Bavaete Aewe Vanyau Tishturyu Raevau Khavarananguhau Daum Yemapausham Apadim Anhat Vyaite Zreyangat Hatchabo Urukashat Hathro Masangam Andvanem. Then, O Spitaman Zoroaster, the radiant and glorious, Sirius and the demon Epaosha grapple each other by the arm and fight till morn. The radiant and glorious Tishturya, having succeeded over the demon Epaosha, becomes victorious, and from the sea Ba'oru Kasha drives him away. When farsang along the course, how far is a farsang? Oh, it doesn't say in a footnote how long a farsang is. Wait, didn't we mention the evening? And so we're hinting at the dusk here. Ushtatatem nimruete tishturyu raevau kvarenanguhau ushtame ahuramazda ushtapo Urvarauscha Ushtadaene Mazdayasne Ushtapuabavat Dangavu Usvuapam Anhabu Apaete Eretau Jasaunte Ashtanunamcha Yavanam Kasudanunamcha Vastranam Gaetanamcha Astavaetenam. And the radiant and glorious Sirius proclaims the victory gained by him. A mindful Lord, hail unto me. The waters and the plants, hail. O system of judgment, of mindful celebrating, victory. O countries, there will be prosperity unto you. Hereafter the food, the kernels grown through abundant water, green vegetables grown through little water, and the physical settlements will grow up without difficulty. Ad paete avaete spitama Zarathustra tishturyo raevau kvarenanguhau avizrayu v'urukasham aspahe kaherpa aurushahe srirahe zairigaushahe zaranyu Vedanahe. Then, O Spitaman Zoroaster, the radiant, the glorious, Sirius goes to the sea, Uru Kasha, in the shape of a horse, crimson, beautiful, with yellow ears, golden in comparison. O Zrayo, Ayauzayite, Ho Zrayo, Vivauzayite, Ho Zrayu, Angzranhayite, Angzranhayite, Ho Zrayu, Vingzranhayite, Ho Zrayu, Angzarayite, Ho Zrayu, Vingzarayite, Yauzende, Nisbe, Karandu, Zrayae, Vouru Kashaya, Avispo, Maenyo, Yauzaete. He causes the sea to be agitated, to surge exceedingly. He causes the sea to overflow exceedingly with flowing waters, then united together, and all the shores of the sea, Uru Kasha, the entire middle part, too unites. I'm thinking of some Hindu. By Hindu, I don't mean a religion, but I mean they're, the other four tribes of the so-called nobility here. But very, very similar stories. But I think the Persian side did better with their myths. With their weaving together of their hymns. Uspaete anhat heshtaete spitama Zarathustra Tishturyu Raevau Kavarenanguhau Zreyangat Hacha Vouru Kashat Us Anhat Hishtat Satava Esu Raevau Kavarenanguhau Zrariangat Hacha Vouru Kashat At Tat Dunman Ham Hishtende Us Hindavat Baete Garuit Yo Hishtate Mayanin Zrayango Vouru Kashahem. Then, O Spitama Zoroaster, the radiant and glorious, Sirius rises up from the sea, Vouru Kasha, and the radiant and glorious Seta Baesa, I'm not sure what star that's supposed to be, rises up from the sea. Vouru Kasha, then vapors, having gathered, arising from the mountain Us Hindava, which stands in the middle of the sea, Vouru Kasha. atat dunman frasha upayate mangokara ashavanu frapa urvo vatam vazayate ya patu ayate haomu frashmish franhat gayatu athra pascha ata vazayate matu darshish mazdanhatu varemcha maengemcha Fyangumcha Aveasau Aveshoethrau Avekarshvan Yaesh Hapta. Then the cloud, forming pure vapors to push forward, Sirius brings first the wind, which the ephedra-based drug, prosperity bringing, well, if you're selling it, right? The increaser, well, actually, prison's not too far away if you're a drug dealer. The increaser of the world traverses afterward the strong wind created by the Lord of Mindfulness, causes to reach the rain, the clouds, to sleet, the places, to the cities, to 7 regions of the earth, and